ISIS issues fresh threats as Parisians try to get back to normal life. I'm Kenneth Craig in Paris with the latest coming up.
A community reeling after a 7-year-old girl was found murdered. We'll have reaction coming up.
The community comes together to support the family of a fallen police officer.
This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. France is fighting back after terrorist attacks killed 129 people in Paris.
The country's efforts include an overnight terror sweep and bombings on ISIS targets in Syria. Meanwhile, the people of the city are trying to get back to normal. Kenneth Craig is in Paris with our top story at 5.
The latest ISIS video praising Friday's terror attacks in Paris features a vow by one fighter to attack America, specifically Washington, D.C. French security forces have begun striking back. Overnight raids resulted in the arrest of 127 people and netted a number of weapons. In Syria, French warplanes bombed a jihadi training camp and a munitions dump in the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa. French authorities are looking for this man, 26-year-old Salah Abdeslam, the only one of the 8 suspected attackers still alive. One of his brothers died detonating a suicide vest. Another brother, Mohammed, told reporters the family knew nothing of Salah's intentions. "We are indeed thinking of the victims," he said, "but you must also understand we have a family and he is still our son." President Francois Hollande made a rare speech to both houses of parliament, calling for stronger anti-terrorism measures. He said he will meet with President Obama and Russian President Putin in the coming days to urge a united front. President Obama says the battle against ISIS will take time.
The strategy that we are putting forward is the strategy that ultimately is going to work.
3 days after the attacks, Parisians are doing their best to return to normal life. Schools, businesses, and monuments have reopened,
including the Eiffel Tower, lit up in French colors. Claire Francis says she is not afraid.
We will continue to have our Parisian lives, having beers and coffees and smoking cigarettes, drinking wine and enjoying life.
Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Paris.
Authorities say the wanted man, Salah Abdeslam, was last seen Saturday crossing into Belgium. New ISIS video has threatened attacks in Washington, D.C., as well as countries taking part in airstrikes in Syria. Around the country, major U.S. cities have stepped up security in the wake of the Paris attacks. New York is one of many cities on high alert. The NYPD commissioner says he plans to send officers to Paris to see what they can learn about the attacks, since they included new tactics. Following the Paris attacks, governors across the nation are tightening their policies on refugees. At least 14 state leaders have said they'll review their current policies. Some of those 14 are already putting a halt on accepting new Syrian refugees. Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear says the Commonwealth does not need to review any policies and that the state will continue to welcome all refugees that have been screened and vetted by the organizations that process them.
As long as I'm governor, we're going to be looking at the Syrian refugee problem on a case-by-case basis. There are thousands of these families that are victims of terrorism and are fleeing terrorism and are just looking for a safe haven. And obviously, the United States is going to be a part of that effort.
Governor-elect Matt Bevin released a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "My primary responsibility as governor of Kentucky will be to protect the citizens of the Commonwealth. This is why I'm joining with other governors across the country in opposing the resettlement of Syrian nationals until we can better determine the full extent of any risk to our citizens." So far this year, service organizations have placed 3 Syrian refugee families in central Kentucky. It is a crime that has left a community in shock. Police confirming today a 7-year-old girl found dead in a creek was murdered.
Police found Gabby Doolin's body behind Allen County Scottsville High School Saturday night. Her mother had reported her missing less than an hour earlier. Our Phil Pendleton is tracking the investigation.
The area here beside the Allen County High School ball fields has become a makeshift memorial today. I've seen a lot of people bring everything from stuffed animals to angels and the like, and most of the people that are bringing things by told me they didn't know this little girl, but they said they would know what the pain would feel like if they were to lose one of their children. Ricky Goodnight drove over from Franklin, Kentucky just to leave an angel close to where 7-year-old Gabriella "Gabby" Doolin was found murdered.
It's really a Christmas tree angel, but it just reminds me as being a child that I think when God calls you home at that age, you're going on to be an angel.
The 7-year-old was at her older brother's Little League All-Star football game when police say she disappeared from sight. Police say she was found dead about 30 minutes later. She was a second grader at Scottsville Primary School.
Gabby was a very loving child, very respectful to her teacher, a joy to be around. Any teacher in our school system, or for any district for that matter, would love to have this child in her classroom.
Kentucky State Police continue to investigate, saying very little about that investigation. However, I did speak with Gabby Doolin's family earlier today, and they said they are simply devastated, but they do appreciate the community support. You will hear from them at 6 o'clock. In Allen County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And Allen County school officials say they will have counselors in all their schools tomorrow. The Allen County Sheriff's Office says they will also have more deputies patrolling the schools.
It is another show of support for a fallen police officer's family. Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis died November 6, 2 days after he was shot during an investigation. Tonight's benefit was set for a smaller venue, but had to be moved to the Madison County Fairgrounds because of the massive response. WKYT's Monique Blair is live for us to show us what's happening. Monique?
Well, Amber, this fundraiser is just getting underway right now, and there is a steady stream of people coming in as we speak. Just goes to show the tributes and support for Officer Daniel Ellis's family continue as thousands of people are expected out here at the Madison County Fairgrounds for this fundraiser. Again, all proceeds going to Officer Daniel Ellis's wife, Katie. Now, this fundraiser for Officer Ellis's family was originally supposed to be a small spaghetti dinner for law enforcement in Madison County, but it had to be moved here to the Madison County Fairgrounds because it gained so much attention and so many people wanted to help out. A plate of spaghetti provided by the Olive Garden costs $5. There's also a silent auction. Music will be provided by a former Berea police officer. The Honor Guard will present the colors, and Madison County Jailer Doug Thomas is going to sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Now, this event is hosted by the Madison County District and Circuit Courts with the help of the Sheriff's Honor Guard, and it's all in an effort to show Officer Daniel Ellis's family that this community cares about them.
All the law enforcement families and the clerk's office ourselves will be with Katie and Luke. We just want to know that we're not leaving them alone. We have their support, and we can help them in any way we can.
Now, again, this fundraiser is at the Madison County Fairgrounds. It's just getting started right now, and it goes until 10 o'clock tonight, and it is open to the public. I'm reporting live in Madison County. Monique Blair, WKYT.
So much support, and as Monique mentioned, every dollar collected will go directly to Ellis's widow, Katie. We might see a scattered shower or two out there this evening. It's a preview of what is to come for us later in this week. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here now with a check of the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, a couple of light raindrops being noted from time to time into especially central Kentucky, and it was a day that started out on a very nice note, ending though a little gloomy view out there over top of Hamburg Pavilion. Sprinkles from time to time. We've been holding at around 54 or 55 degrees. Better part of the afternoon. Humidity inching up. Wind's not a big player now. That will change, though, in the coming days. Defender radar network covering Kentucky. And as you can see, a little bit of green covering parts of the region as well. Not all of this is getting down to the ground, where you see some of the darker greens, some out-and-out sprinkles, maybe dampening the ground with one or two showers. Now we go into south central parts of the region from around Campbellsville down toward Columbia, Russell Springs. That'll eventually work in toward Pulaski County, Lincoln County, and toward Casey County. Well, that's some rain that's actually getting down to the ground. All of this way, way out ahead of a potent storm system that has severe weather developing ahead of it and near blizzard conditions coming in on the backside of that. That storm will arrive into our part of the world as we go toward Wednesday, with an increase in rain, wind, and thunderstorm action as well. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a look at an hour-by-hour forecast timing that system into central and eastern Kentucky, and also take a look toward the weekend and something we haven't seen in a forecast in a while. That's in a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. The Wildcats need to win their last 2 games to play in a bowl game this season.
And they're back at home at Commonwealth this Saturday night to face Charlotte. Our Rob Bromley's here with our Big Blue coverage. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Sam, and the Cats will have a new starting quarterback when they return home to play Charlotte Saturday night. Redshirt freshman Drew Barker will get the nod. Barker came in Saturday against Vanderbilt. He threw for a touchdown. He also threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown. Mark Stoops says it's time to give him a chance.
You know, he went in there in the first possession and gave us a little spark, moved it down the field for a touchdown. It was good to see. You know, we've been talking about this for a long time. You know, a lot of times, it comes to players around him making plays and doing things on the quarterback, but it's time for Drew to get to start.
Final 2 games of the season, both out of conference. This Saturday, Kentucky hosting Charlotte, 7:30 kickoff on the SEC Network alternate channel, followed by the Louisville game the following weekend. That game will kick at noon. Tomorrow night, the early season showdown between Kentucky and Duke. John Calipari and his players talking about that this afternoon. We will have that for you coming up shortly in sports.
Thank you, Rob. And Kentucky and Duke tipping off tomorrow night at 7:30 on ESPN.
Both sides have rested their case in the trial of a former coal executive. Don Blankenship is charged with conspiring to break safety laws at West Virginia's Upper Big Branch mine while he was CEO of Massey Energy. The mine exploded in 2010, killing 29 men. Prosecutors rested this morning. The defense followed shortly after without calling a single witness. The judge dismissed the jury until 9 tomorrow morning. Some of South Carolina's most famous residents have come together to help with flood recovery. Dozens of people died during historic floods in October. Celebrities such as Stephen Colbert and Darius Rucker have joined a committee called 1SC. The goal is to raise money for the victims. South Carolina's governor says the devastation is still evident.
All over the state, you will still see devastation. You will still see homes that have been damaged. You'll still see homes in need of repair.
South Carolina's governor says 86,000 people have registered with FEMA for help.
A man from Mississippi who received the most extensive face transplant ever performed plans to be home for Thanksgiving. 41-year-old Patrick Hardison underwent the procedure at NYU's Langone Medical Center in August. The former volunteer firefighter was badly burned when the roof of a burning home collapsed on him in 2001. The procedure helped restore Hardison's eyesight to normal. He told an Associated Press reporter it's also made going out in public easier.
Now he said he goes out, he's in New York now. Now he said he goes out and there's a big difference. He says, you know, I'm just a regular fella. People used to stare at me and now I'm just a regular guy.
Hardison is wrapping up physical therapy in New York. The donor face came from a 26-year-old man who died in a bicycle accident back on August 12th. Ashland Incorporated broke ground on a new building for Valvoline today. It's being built on the northwest corner of the existing campus off Palumbo Drive. Right now, Ashland leases space in 2 buildings for its 600 employees. The lease expires in March of 2017. The new building will serve as the global headquarters for Valvoline.
We love Lexington, and this commitment that we're making to Lexington is certainly a long-term commitment based on just the outstanding place it is right here in the Bluegrass.
Valvoline's new building is expected to be completed in February of 2017.